Hi, this is Maria, and I have been asked by several of my blog viewers to make a video on how to make these little sweet pea flowers that you see on this card. There are 3 punches that I used. The first is the butterfly punch, and for each sweet pea flower, you punch out one of the butterflies. I just used scrap pieces of cardstock that I had lying around, various colors, whatever you would like. The 5-petal flower punch, that is used to make the little green leaves at the bottom of the flower. And I just punch one of those, and that is cut into 5 pieces. So I'm going to make a total of 5 flowers. For the leaves, I used the 2-step bird punch, and I used this little feather right here as a leaf, and I punch out 3 of those. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to move my card away because I'm going to be, the other thing you need that I didn't mention is a little container with water, a spritzer, and you can buy this at the dollar store. Now you'll need to protect your work surface because we're going to be spritzing everything with water. So I punched out, there's a pink butterfly and a red one. I'm going to put it on the paper towel because I'm going to be spritzing them. I also have a plastic work surface. So I have pink pirouette, I have real red, I have so saffron, I have grape, Concord grape, and forgotten the name of the color of this one. It'll come to me. This is Old Olive, and I just punched one of them. And then 3 of the bird feathers that will be leaves, and I punched 3 of them. Now I also punch or cut off little strips of Old Olive cardstock that will be the stems. Now I'm not going to wet them down. Three of them, and then some tiny little hair strips that will make a little spiral in here. Okay, I'm just going to move these out of the way because I don't want them to get wet. So you just take your spritz bottle, elegantly press them to death. Isn't that amazing how you sometimes forget the name of a color and it's right on the tip of your tongue the whole time. You might have to turn these over to get it wet on the other side. If you get impatient, you can actually run them under the tap, or dip them in a bowl of water. But I really like spritzing better. It just has a little bit, I feel like I've got more control. Please don't think I'm a control freak, but I like to control this. Okay, they're really spritzed up well now. And you just take each individual butterfly and crumple it. And you say, oh my goodness, I'm crumpling it. You crumple it and you put it aside on another piece of paper towel. Just lay them all out. Crumple each individual one. This is the part where I should be having some music playing, I think. Go. Almost there. Go. I'll just move this wet one out of the way. Now while the sweet pea blossoms, we'll call them that now, are still wet, you open them up And just move these out of the way so that you can see. And you fold them a certain way to get the sweet pea shape. And this is the shape that we're striving for. I like to start by folding them in half this way, and then folding them in half again this way. Then pick it up in your fingers, and you just squeeze the bottom. Just trying to angle it so the camera can, there we go. Just squeeze the bottom and set it down to dry. And you do that for all of them. I'll just show you one more. So fold it from bottom to top, and then across, and then squeeze the bottom. You might want to experiment with folding it and pressing it to get the different shapes that you want. If you want a little bud, and it's sometimes nice to have a little bud or flower, I just fold it in half this way and this way, and again I squeeze the bottom, and I think that looks like a little bud. Okay, unfurl what will be the leaves, and unfurl the 5-petal punch. Now what you do with this one is you cut it into 5 pieces. You just cut towards the center, and it might be easier to do when it's dry. This is not too bad. Until you have 5 individual pieces. And here I've cut them into 5 pieces. These pieces will be used to put on the bottom of each little flower. Now I've got, you let them dry before you start putting these on the flower. So I've got some that are already dried, so I'll just move this out of the way. Here's one. It's already dried. And I take my dry leaf. It looks so small in there all by itself. And just kind of bend it a little bit with your finger. And I'll just take another piece of paper towel. And at this point, you can either use a glue gun, or I use Tombow glue. I tend to burn my fingers a lot on the glue guns. So just put some Tombow glue in there. Sorry, my hands are in the way here. And you just pick up your petal, and with the tip on it like this, fold the extra ends towards the back and the excess on the bottom. You may have to play with that a little bit, but then that's what the sweet pea looks like. Hand. There you go. So when you're finished with them all, this is what they should look like when they're dried. Just here. Go. Now to put the flower together, I've already started doing it for you, I've taken a piece of Whisper White cardstock and I have glued down the stems. And to make these little spirals, what you do is you take your very thin piece of paper, and I just use a paintbrush, but you can use whatever you wish, a dowel, your paper piercer, whatever. And I hope you can see this, but what I do is I just wind it, hold it with my index finger, and I just wind it around the end of the paintbrush. Can you see that? Okay, so you just do 2 of those. Then you just put them wherever you want on the card. Now I use Stampin' Dimensionals, but you can use Tombow glue as well to adhere the flowers to the card. First of all, just position them where you would like them. And you may choose not to use all of the flowers. However, I like to use an odd number. I don't know why, but in nature I find that usually everything has odd numbers. Overlap them a little bit. That doesn't look too badly. So what you do is you put either a Stampin' Dimensional or some Tombow glue on the back of those flowers and adhere it to your paper. The leaves, you can see I have attached them in 3 different places. Again, just to show you the finished card. Now I want to give credit to Judy Marshall from Port Moody, British Columbia. She posted this particular tutorial on her blog called Brown Paper Packages, and she was kind enough to let me use the tutorial to make the card and to make this video. If you would like to see the card and a detail of the materials that I used to make the card, go to my blog, craftingmariasstampingworld.blogspot.com. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video.